Alright, so the first images of Deadpool 3 have just released online, and alongside them we have a big plot leak. We of course know that Hugh Jackman's returning as Wolverine, but on top of this there's several actors that are coming back. Throughout this video I want to go through the new images and also talk about what's leaked about the story. Full spoilers ahead, so if you don't want anything ruined, then I highly recommend that you turn off now. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy the video, and also because I've got a cold, which it's just nice to hit the thumbs up button. Now, without the way, huge thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into Deadpool 3. Now, from what I've been told, we're actually going to get a bit of a teaser for the next film a lot sooner than you think. Loki Season 2 is right around the corner, and apparently this will have a tease towards the film coming next year. It makes sense too, as Deadpool 3 is on the 2024 slate, and we know that it's going to deal with the TVA.
Wow.
Owen Wilson will reprise his role as Mobius, and the TVA are going to play a big role in the film. Now, how it's going to work is that this is going to tie in with the time travel that we saw Deadpool doing in his second movie. The film closed out with him travelling back in time, and this was in order to right the wrongs of the past. He visited baby Hitler, stopped Ryan Reynolds from making Green Lantern, and also dropped in to fix Deadpool in X-Men Origins. Talking to Wolverine, they actually had a moment that set up the basis of this film, and Deadpool basically said, "If I come back and I want to do a third movie, you're going to sign on for it, you fucking chump."
See you, chump.
Now that takes us into Deadpool 3, which according to the leaks will have the TVA arresting him for messing with time travel. As we know, they're very strict on timelines, and even though stuff's running wild at the moment, they're still keeping things in check. Overseen by Kang, I'm guessing he may make a cameo in some form or another, as it has been said this entire phase is built around him. Obviously though, there is stuff going on with Jonathan Majors right now, so guess we're gonna see. Anyway, according to the leaks, he's gonna be arrested by the TVA, and though Cable and Domino don't appear, they do get mentioned. This is by Emma Corrin, who, in the film, will apparently be playing a judge. Similar to Ramona Renslayer, she'll relate Deadpool's crimes and state that they returned Cable to his original time. They've also confiscated the time-travelling technology and want to enlist him for a job that's the only way to get out of trouble. According to the leaks, it's going to be a similar sort of thing to Loki, where he acts as an agent to sort things out. From what's been posted by insiders, they're going to make a joke about how messy the X-Men timeline is, and Deadpool's going to have to come in and clean everything up. It's a nice little meta joke, I think, because yeah, that universe is in a bit of a state, and it does make sense to do this with the TVA. Now, Deadpool's apparently teamed up with an agent called Paradox, who Deadpool just calls Bob cause his name's stupid. Working for the TVA, he heads out into the multiverse, which is where we get a tie-in to the 616. Now, you might have seen this week that Benedict Cumberbatch said he was filming for a Marvel movie this year, and my guess is that it's gonna be Deadpool. He's obviously been looking into the multiverse, and we know from those within it that Strange is the one causing issues throughout it. Addicted to dreamwalking, Strange has caused several incursions which have led to the death of trillions. I actually have a don't ever have twins because it just give you diseases all the time. So in case you haven't read Secret Wars, what happens is that we learn how the Beyonders have set things up to try and destroy the multiverse. Now what they did is that they made a person called the Molecule Man, and this is someone who'd be the same in every single reality. Molecule Man had been built by the Beyonders to act like a bomb, and they detonate him at the same time throughout every reality. This would cause all universes to die at the same time, and thus the entire multiverse would then be destroyed. However, Doctor Doom learned of this, and we discovered that he'd spent decades with his forces killing Molecule Men throughout the entire multiverse. Now why I'm bringing this up is that I actually think Doctor Strange might end up being the MCU's version of it, as he's the same person in every reality. Whether it's What If or the ones we meet in the Multiverse of Madness, every version of him is identical. This isn't the case with characters like Loki, and as we've seen, he's got alligator versions and so on. He's also constantly causing incursions in dreamwalking as well, and him being this would mean that the character's death could be one of the major things that comes from Secret Wars. Guessing they're going to kill off some of the older characters in that, and Benedict, lad's probably getting fed up anyway, which is just a little too time there. Anyway, when we last saw him, he was going with Clea to the Dark Dimension, and I think they might tease what he's doing now. Now in the comics, during the time of incursions, we also had something else that they could be doing.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Basically, there were 2 books created by Jonathan Hickman, and these ran side by side in the lead up to Secret Wars. One was the Avengers, and the other was the New Avengers, with the latter dealing with the Illuminati.
The Illuminati?
Now, the Avengers book was basically about them going on missions and tackling the big threats that seemed like they were world-destroying. However, the New Avengers book was where the real fights were, and it centered around the Illuminati investigating incursions. Keeping it secret that they had to destroy worlds, they kept this stuff hidden from the public eyes. Now, why I'm bringing this up is because we've met an Illuminati like this, and they showed up in the 838. Now, according to the leaks, when the 616 Wonder died, her spirit then inhabited the 838 Wonder. This is something that's known as quantum immortality, and it's actually a theory that's well regarded in physics. It states that if the multiverse does exist, then upon death your consciousness would instantly go to another reality. This is something that they discussed in the TV show Devs, but I'll give you a quick rundown in case you don't know. So say you had a revolver and you decided that rather than hitting the thumbs up button, you were just going to go and play Russian roulette. Well, you'd put one bullet in the gun and that would give you 6 outcomes, and there's 6 branching realities from that moment. Now, in 5 of those realities, you'd pull the trigger and live. However, in one, you would die. Gutter. According to the theory though, upon the moment of your death, your consciousness would immediately instead travel to one of the realities where you didn't die. You wouldn't be aware of this and wouldn't be able to go back to the reality in which you just died because you just died. Lots of physicsy stuff, but from what I gather, this is what happened with Wanda after her death in Multiverse of Madness. However, due to her immense powers, there were issues, and upon arriving on the 838, she ripped the world apart. Thus, the 838's now been changed into a brand new House of M world, where Magneto rules over all. Ian McKellen is apparently returning as the character, and he'll be the ruler of this world. Here, mutants will outnumber the humans, and if you've read the spin-off stories, then you'll know what life's like in the House of M world. We're not imprisoned or anything, but humans are constantly reminded that they're human, they never get to subscribe to things, and they're basically dying out. Now, according to the leaks, the majority of the X-Men here will be played by the original Fox Universe cast, and their costume will also be based heavily on the 90s designs. The film is apparently going to be used as a swan song for the X-Men universe, with us saying farewell to it before elements are brought into the MCU. Now, according to the rumours, Magneto's forces will be trying to protect their world from a group known as the Human Brotherhood. This will be made up of characters like Nick Fury, Jimmy Woo, Dopinder, and Pete from Deadpool 2. There's also sympathetic mutants like Colossus, Yukio, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and lastly Wolverine. Can We Get Some Toast actually posted a tweet last night with Wolverine's classic costume in it, and this is apparently what Hugh will be donning for the film. However, it will have sleeves. Now, Logan will apparently steal Bob's TVA device, and then he'll go back in time to try and change history. If you've ever read Age of Ultron, then you'll know something similar happens in that, and in the book, he's the one who changes time. Anyway, on his journey, he's meant to come across several different universes from the past, and this will reportedly also lead into some big cameos. Now, according to the leaks, Channing Tatum will return as Gambit, and in case you don't know, he was in talks to be the hero for years, but this never materialized. I'll not spoil The Flash yet in case you haven't seen it, because not many people have, but that movie did something similar. Now, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you now. I kind of feel like the multiverse movies are all doing the same thing, and it's getting to the point where it's sort of a bit cookie cutter. I will be there day one, but I don't know if the multiverse format is a bit played out already. Hopefully by the time we get to Secret Wars, people are still invested, because yeah, I don't know, everything's a bit too similar. Anyway, I'll start with my opinion on a film I haven't seen, for leaks that might not even be real, but according to them, they eventually lead up to the events of an alternate X-Men Last Stand. Here we learn Wanda's alteration to the reality made it so that Magneto won the day, and it was from this point that he took over. Attempting to stop that, Deadpool has a last stand at the Golden Gate Bridge. Here he's meant to bring in several versions of Wolverine, including the one from Logan and even X-23. There's also going to be different Deadpools, with one apparently being Ryan Reynolds in a Wrexham shirt. Come on, you c***s. Now, the ending is kind of foggy, but it apparently closes out by descending into chaos, with Wanda being depowered by the mutant cure. She's banished by the TVA, and some of the mutants are tossed into the MCU timeline, which is where they're going to become, quote-unquote, someone else's problem. Now, on top of this, we also have a first look at Deadpool's costume, which was dropped online yesterday. Really like the red, and I was saying to my editors, it looks a bit like the MCU version of Deadpool. It's pretty much exactly how he looked in the comics, especially during Civil War, and it definitely feels more fitting with the vibe Marvel Studios go for. In addition to this, we also have some other rumoured cameos for the film, with both Chris Evans and Ben Affleck apparently being on set. This has made people theorise they're reprising their roles from the Fox movies, and in case you don't know, the studio made both the Fantastic Four and also Daredevil. Thus, people assume they're filling in the roles of Matt Murdock and also the Human Torch. However, whether that happens, we're just gonna have to see.
Flame on!
It's also been said that Robert Downey Jr. has been spotted on set as well, though people don't know if he was acting or if he was just visiting. So yeah, lots of things to talk about there though, and though we don't know whether these leaks are 100%, I have run them by insiders who said they line up with what they've heard. We're still in early days though, so some of this stuff might change, but if you've checked out our other leak videos in the past, then you know what to expect. Some stuff right, some stuff off, with the ending tending to be the thing that the studios mess about with the most. In the case of Quantumania and The Flash, we actually got about 90% of it right, with the endings being the things that were ultimately changed. As we know, they went back and reshot things, namely the endings, but we do have set photos that confirm what things were originally like. Either way, there's a lot to talk about here, and obviously I'd love to hear your thoughts on the leaks and what you want to see from the film. If you want to support the channel for as little as 99 cents a month, then please click the join button below, and as a thank you, you'll get early access to videos every week. We also have our merch store over at zeroedition.com, which sells lots of nerdy inspired t-shirts, hats and more. We just launched a Secret Invasion / Pulp Fiction inspired t-shirt, so if you want to head over there and help us out, then the link's in the description. Now if you want something else to watch, we've got a video on screen right now going over what's just happened in Secret Invasion. Every week we're going to be breaking down the series, so if you're enjoying it then yeah, definitely check us out. Promise to not have a cold, and with out of the way, yeah, promise broken already. But yeah, I'll see you next time. You take care of yourself. Peace.